Dear Dane, you did it. 365 days of your life without alcohol. I'm so freaking proud of you. And if I'm honest, I know you feel a bit cringy writing this, but you need to acknowledge what a gigantic thing you have done this year. You have committed yourself to 1 year with no alcohol, the longest break you have had from drink since you were about 13. You know the days when you would drink blue WKDs in the park and then go home with a blue tongue and pretend you weren't drunk. Always a fun way to spend your Friday night. As you write this letter, you are on a beautiful beach in Mexico watching the sunset. You nearly cried this morning out of sheer happiness of your current quality of life. This time last year, you were in a very different place. A bit hopeless, a bit lost, but hanging on. Alcohol is a funny thing that you've had a funny relationship with. You thought it was there to make you social, to have fun and fit in. But deep down, you always knew you didn't like to drink, but everyone else was doing it and you thought you had to, so why not? You were having fun, right? Those nasty hangovers filled with regret and the dreaded, oh my god, what did I say last night, are now a thing of the past. As funny as it was to get so drunk you forgot where you lived, or that time you peed yourself getting into a taxi in Freshers Week, really, you were just a bit silly and alcohol was never really your friend. You do not need it, my friend. You are funny, social and enthusiastic. The reason you gave up alcohol is because it literally served no purpose in your life whatsoever. What did alcohol serve you? Anxiety, it took your money and it gave you more blackouts than hot dinners. If I'm honest, I'm really glad you chose a different path because drinking really didn't suit you. Okay, so December 26th, 2020, you said you were going sober for 1 year. Are you going back? I don't think you are. You're a better person in general and you're a better person to be around. You feel more comfortable with who you are and that is so freeing. Alcohol just blurred everything and you weren't exactly present with people after a few bevs. So what did you learn this year? Come on, you must have learned something. Well, firstly, you are so merry most of the time that people already think you're drunk or high when you're actually sober. You have learned to navigate the sober night out and know when to say, my night is over. You have had such better nights out because you remembered all the time you spent with your friends instead of the fuzzy memories you're used to. Number 2, no one actually cares if you drink or you don't drink. The first sober outings were a little strange, but no one really noticed once you were sipping those Heineken Zeros. Number 3, good things really do come to those who wait. You sat inside for 18 months and worked your arse off until you said, Jeff it, quit your job and traveled the world. You absolute legend. You have seen some very cool things this year and I'm excited to see where you go. Number 4, you're still going to get that really cringy feeling of drunken past memories and it's so icky, but rest assured there are no new cringy memories to add onto the pile because you're sober, you're not going to do stupid shit again. Hopefully. Number 5, you love to be by yourself, taking yourself on dinner dates and solo adventures, including that time you got lost in Albania and did a 3-day hike on your own and got chased by cows. That was pretty funny. I think if you were still drinking, you probably would have been too hungover to even arrange that, so well done, mate. You're still a massive work in progress, but I'm so glad you chose sobriety. Your life is so much more beautiful and every day you choose to see the meaning of life and feel good. No more days wasted on being hungover or sick from alcohol or feeling sorry for yourself. Now, jokes aside, alcohol can be very triggering to you and that's totally normal. You work with alcoholics, you know alcoholics, and it's pretty much in the culture you were brought up in. Thanks, England. Putting a barrier between you and those situations is your coping mechanism. And if you feel uncomfortable, remember, you don't need to stay anywhere you feel uncomfortable. Every minute of your day is too precious to not be feeling sober, good and confident. Here is to the first year of sobriety and here is to many more years of sobriety. So if this is the first video you've clicked on my channel, this is like a really random video for me to do. I normally post travel vlogs every week. I'm currently attempting to travel the world without anything seriously major happening and it's going quite successful at the moment. So my name's Dane and I'm 1 year sober. 1 year sober. That's really a massive achievement. It's the end of the year, like it's 2022 at the end of the week. And I wanted to write a letter to myself just to acknowledge everything that I've done and just really writing a letter to myself on my sobriety really made me reflect on who I've become this year and what I've achieved and just what I've done because I'm going to be honest, it's really tough. Like I wasn't a crazy alcoholic. I was just someone that drank regularly, and it was problematic at times, and I just really feel like it didn't fit in with my lifestyle and what I wanted to achieve in life. So I'd made the decision that I'm going to give up alcohol for 1 year. Like, I was like, Dane, mate, you can commit yourself to give up the drink for 1 year. It's only 1 year out of your life. And when I started to think about it, I was like, Jesus, I started drinking when I was like 13. If you live in other countries, it's probably not the case, but in England, we start young, unfortunately. Not like crazy, but you know, you have a few beers and WKDs and stuff. So I was like, you're gonna write a letter to yourself. And for me, when I started writing, I was like, this is so cringy, like it's so corny. But actually, just writing that and even reading it out to the camera, it kind of was therapeutic. So, as well as writing a letter and sharing that with you guys, I thought I would give you my tips on what I've realized in being sober for 1 year, because a lot happens. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it's a bit of a journey. It's really a bit of a journey, but I think, as with anything, the first day or the first year is probably the hardest, right? So I made some notes on my phone because, you know, I can't remember. I've just made some notes throughout the year and whatever. So my first thought is, I absolutely freaking love being sober. Like, the feeling of not being hungover is absolutely priceless. Like, I have not had one single hangover this year, and you know what? I've been up every day early. I go to the gym, or try and go to the gym. I exercise. I feel freaking good every day. And there's this weird thing that happens when you go sober, and my friend realised it too. My friend Alice, shout out to Alice. She went sober at the same time as me, so like maybe like I went sober like a day later. And after 3 months, we both text each other on the same day, and we were just like, oh my God, I feel amazing today. Like, just, I don't know if it's something to do with all the toxins suddenly leaving your body, but I just felt really good after 3 months, so that's something to note. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, so I love feeling good every single day. And I know it sounds corny, but like, if you like feeling good, like, who the fuck wants to be hungover? Like, who wants to be hungover? It's awful. You feel sick, you don't eat, you have beer fear, you have anxiety, your mental health is like, some people don't even get out of bed. Next thing I realized, when I say to people I'm sober, a lot of people are intrigued about sobriety. And the one thing they always say to me is, oh, I could never do that. I'm too social, I have too many plans, it's not the right time. And I say, well, it's really never the right time to go sober. Like, there's always things on. There's always a party or a birthday or Christmas or Easter, or there's something. So if you're gonna go sober, just do it. Like, you will cope. And I would say it takes, I'd say 4 or 5 outings, like nights out, for me to navigate the sober night out and choose a sober ally. Like, luckily I had Alice. But maybe if you've got like a friend that's not drinking tonight, or a friend that's ill, on antibiotics, or pregnant, I don't know. But get a sober ally, because eventually your best friend or your friends or whoever you're with will get so drunk, and you'll get so annoyed at them. So it's good to try and find someone that is your ally, so you have someone to speak to. Find yourself an Alice, basically. But yeah, it took me about 4 or 5 nights out, or sort of brunches, to realise that actually, because at first it's a bit icky when you're like, oh, everyone's drinking, I feel a bit funny, I feel like I should maybe have a drink, find a nice alcohol-free cocktail. There is so many great non-alcoholic beers in the UK as well. And to be honest, this weird thing happens when you go sober, and you actually feel drunk when you're around drunk people. So when I'm with my friends and I'm having a few Heineken Zeros, I feel drunk, I feel merry. But I think it's not necessarily about what you're drinking, it's about who you're with and the environment you're in, if there's good music and you're just having a good time, because it's like, I think your body's like vibrating or something, and you're just feeling all the good energy in the room. So yeah, that's one thing I definitely noticed. Okay, I've got a few more things on the list, bear with. Number 3, I'm so much more productive sober than if I was hungover. Like, literally, if I was so hungover, like, I wouldn't even go to work. Like, this wouldn't happen all the time, but like, I could not handle a hangover. So if I was hungover, I just wouldn't do anything. I'd maybe go out for a walk or something, but I would literally just want to lay in front of the TV all day and just stay in bed. And I'd order like takeaway food instead of making food, and it never made me feel good. And I'm 27 now, and I've realised the older I get, and not that old, I'm literally 27, I just said that, but when I was 18, I could literally drink for a week straight, I swear down. And now I would literally have one night out, I'm hungover for 3 days. Like, what the Jeff is that about? But essentially, when you drink alcohol, you're literally putting toxins in your body. So no wonder your body's having that reaction, because it's just not very good. Another thing, I've saved so much money. So I got introduced to the thought around sobriety back in 2019 when I started saving, and I basically like banned myself from drinking because I would spend not a lot of money, but like going out once or twice a week, that adds up. So my current outgoings are like X amount, but if I was drinking, especially where I'm traveling at the moment, I'd probably be drinking every day, and I probably wouldn't be here. Probably wouldn't be traveling 6 months later because I would have drunk all my money away. Okay, this is a really big one. So everyone's got mental health, right? Everyone needs to look after their mental health. I found my mental health has been so much more manageable, and that is in terms of like, say if I'm feeling anxious or really down, if I'm drinking it feels like so much worse, and like I feel like I can't cope. But now being sober, I feel like I can sit with those emotions and just really evaluate and assess those emotions instead of getting too involved with those. So I feel like alcohol just blurs everything, and when everything's a bit blurred, everything's a bit more trickier to navigate and manage and understand. But when you're sober, you're like, okay, I feel good. Well, like your body feels good, it's not dying. And when you feel like physically okay, that makes it more manageable to like understand and really reflect on how your mental health is and treat that. So if that's like, I need a mental health day and I just need to chill out today, or I need to like not drink or not do strenuous activities, I feel like you're more encouraged to do other things when you're drinking. Whereas I feel like sober, I feel confident to say, no, I don't want to do that. And like probably a year ago when I was drinking, I would just be like, yeah, I'll do that, even if I wasn't feeling good. And I just wouldn't take the steps to really understand my mental health and do what I need to make my mental health better, you know? Okay, next thing, my skin and my body feels so good. So like, my skin isn't amazing, but it feels so much more glowier and clearer. Like when I was drinking, it just looked dehydrated. Obviously, alcohol dehydrates the crap out of you. My favorite feeling, no more beer fear. Like every time I would drink, and I'm gonna keep it real. So I'm not one of these. I wasn't an alcoholic. I would drink probably every weekend at least. But when I would drink, I would sometimes, I'm being completely honest here, I would sometimes black out. So I'd wake up in the morning like, I don't remember what happened last night, what did I do, like how much money did I spend? And I hated that feeling. Like the last hangover I had was Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was the last time I had a proper night out like at the pub. And I just remember waking up in the morning and I was like, oh my God, I don't remember the last few hours of my night. I feel horrendous. I had beer fear. My friends were like, oh my God, you were so funny. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? So when I first started introducing the idea of drinking, my friends would say, oh, like, why don't you have a drink? Don't be boring. But then if I have too much to drink, I would do stupid shit. And my friends were like, oh my God, Dane, you're so annoying. So it's like, which do you want? Do you want sober Dane, which is boring? Or do you want really drunk Dane that's really freaking annoying? My friends are a lot more understanding now, but I think at the beginning it was like difficult for people to understand the sobriety thing, and now they're really supportive, and I love that, so thank you. Sorry, there's some kids going past right now. And the sun's coming up. I'll just wait here. Okay, I'm just gonna carry on because I have plans. So the next thing, I have the best conversations with people. So even on nights out, I literally am more present. I'm more like attuned to what's going on, and I have more like real deep conversations with people. If I was drinking, I would not be present. I probably wouldn't understand what the hell is going on. And yeah, just in general, have better conversations with people. Last thing, my memory is so much better. Like I feel like alcohol just generally blurs your life a bit. Before I went sober, like we're using that word now, I would drink definitely at the weekends. I'd go on a night out or like for a brunch. But if I went out for dinner, I would have like a glass of wine or a beer, or instead of going out for coffee, I'd go out for a beer or something. So I would be drinking at least a couple of times a week. And I found that I wasn't always like on game, like I wasn't on point. And that's because my mind, my body wasn't feeling on point because it's got alcohol in its system. But now, honestly, my memory is so much more on point. I'm like learning Spanish at the moment, and I just feel really good. It's taken me a year. Hello, doggy. It's taken me a year to realize that, yeah, just like mental clarity is so important. Like you don't want anything like clouding up your mind, and I'm probably rambling a lot now, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. But yeah, those are the things that I've noticed. So just in general, I feel amazing like every day. Like who doesn't want to feel amazing every day? I've just realized this is probably the most vulnerable I've ever been in a video. So yeah, I don't even know if I'm pretty sure I probably will post this because I've made this video. I've come out to the beach at sunrise to make this video mainly because I want to share it with you guys and anyone else out there who is considering going sober. it feels like a massive step to take, but it's not so scary once you start doing it. And like at first it's a bit daunting, but there's so many resources. I'll try and leave some resources down below. If you're considering being sober, just do it, because when I look at it, I'm like, what is the advantages of drinking? There is none. Yeah, you maybe do some funny crap with your friends, but you can do some funny crap with your friends when you're sober as well. The advantage of being sober is like you feel good every day, you have a better memory, you have more money, and you're not like killing yourself, and you have better mental health. So all around it's just freaking good. And I'm not like a salesperson for sobriety, but I'm just gonna like give myself a little pat on the back for being 1 year sober. And if you're watching this video, you can do it too. Like 1 year sober, it's 1 year. 1 year. And I've done it. And if you'd seen me before sobriety, you'd be like, he's not going to be sober. I am freaking sober, mate. So yes, really happy about that. Yeah, if you want to subscribe to my channel, I would love that. I post travel videos on Tuesdays and Fridays of just like what I get up to when I'm traveling. There's loads of videos down below. I'll leave my like best of 2021 playlist if you want to check that out, because we saw some really cool things, and I'm pretty sure if I was still drinking I would not have seen all those cool things, because I'd either be too hungover or I would have been home by now because I would have spent all my money on alcohol. But yeah, I'm gonna go now because I'm gonna go get some coffee and breakfast. But thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Wherever you are in the world, it's always strange to think that people on the internet are just watching my videos, and yeah, a bit of a strange thought. But yeah, thank you so much, and yeah, comment down below any of your experiences, or give this video a thumbs up, really appreciate it. And have a nice sober day. I'm gonna go have a nice sober day myself, so thank you. I'm rambling. Bye bye bye. Close all the curtains.